Hello, my name is Gilbert Aguirre. I work for a company called P.S.I. We installed all the smoke guard units on the IDEC complex here. Smoke guard is a unit that is designed to maintain the smoke on the floor where the fire has occurred. There's a situation that happens that's called the stacking effect, where the difference of temperature on the outside of the building versus the temperature on the inside of the building creates a type of vacuum in the elevator shaft, which really carries all the smoke throughout the building, and that's really what we want to control. It's what's hurting people out there. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate a couple things with the unit today to show you how to maintain it and deploy it and retract it. In order to deploy the screen, you have a key switch here, the main controller of the unit as far as maintaining it is concerned. With this switch, we can go ahead and deploy the screen by keying it over to the right. This is essentially what our curtain looks like when it is down, obviously. There are a couple ways to rewind it when it does come down in the event of a fire. You have a switch on the screen in case the elevators are called with people inside of it and they need to get out. You can go ahead and hit that and it's going to rewind. And we have a red key switch on the keypad that's going to rewind that for you also. I'll go ahead and hit it here. In the event of a fire, while the alarm is on, if you're in alarm mode and you rewind it with either of the buttons, once it hits the top, it's going to go ahead and drop again until you guys go ahead and reset the entire alarm system. At that point, it will stay up. Here is a closer shot of your key switch. The two reasons that our curtain are going to deploy are loss of power or a signal from the alarm. And of course, here is a third reason to deploy it. You can key it over to the right just to manually deploy it. Key switch is going to serve a couple of purposes, obviously, to deploy. It has a sounder here that's going to beep in case of any wiring faults or your battery dies or any type of system fault error. If that does occur, you go ahead and key it to the left over here for silence, and it'll change the beeping into a blinking light. It will actually stop beeping in the event of an actual fault. The center position is your armed and ready position, and again, keying it to the right is going to deploy it for you. Up high, typically up high we have mounted the control box, which is essentially the brains of the unit. The key switch leads to it, the housing leads to it, and the smoke detector leads to it, and that's your main triggering device. It's going to be somewhat common on every floor, either up in the ceiling tiles in the hall or in one of the offset closets here. It's not really anything that you guys are going to need to open or work with, but we just want to let you know that it's there and it's a part of our unit. Okay. In the event that somebody is in the elevator, when it does recall to the first floor and there's a fire and your curtain is down, the switch that is in the center of the screen, you can go ahead and trigger that and it's going to roll up. While you're in alarm, it is going to be a momentary roll up, so it's going to be enough time for you to pass through, and then it's going to begin to deploy again. If you need to get out behind a person in front of you, just wait for it to close and retract it once more.
So when you're inside the elevator, you can deploy that screen?
You can retract the screen, which you roll it up if it is deployed, absolutely. In case you guys are doing painting or refinishing the surface or whatever you guys are going to be doing to the ceiling up here, be careful when you're painting the smoke guard door. If you do paint it, don't paint it shut, because if you close off the hinges with the paint, the door is not going to open and your curtain's not going to deploy in the event of an emergency. If it does deploy, for whatever odd reason it needs to deploy, when it retracts and you retract it, you're going to have to manually push the door closed. It just locks in with little ball roller hinges. Though, in order to maintain warranty, the unit needs to be tested biannually, every 6 months. By doing that, you're going to want to get somebody from the fire alarm company over here and hit the smokes, unless you're trained and allowed to do so. Set off the smoke detector. It's going to be the smoke detector nearest to the unit is going to trigger the unit. None of the other floors should trigger this specific unit. So smoke that, it's going to drop, you reset the panel, and you rewind the curtain, and jump up there and close the door. If we have any other maintenance issues, some type of fault, and you do have the beeping alarm, and you key it to silence, and you have your blinking light at that point, give us a call, and we can get somebody out here to look at the unit and find out what the problem is. A couple offices you can call. We have one in San Diego. The number for that is 858-391-1212, and we have an office in Santa Fe Springs, which is 562-404-5000. Give us a call. We'll get a field installer out and take care of the unit for you. Thanks for your time.